This is just a quick video to show you how to replace a laptop screen for one of an ASUS laptops. So this is the ASUS FX503VD DM series. Basically, I dropped it and broke part of the screen, hence the replacement, which I bought from laptoplcdscreen.co.uk. Came very quickly the next day, packaged really well. So we will see. So I've already kind of done the hard part already, but I'll just go through it. First step is basically to take the bevel off, which is the sort of side plastic bit of the laptop. It can be a little bit tricky. The first thing you need to do is there are actually a couple of screws down. Let me show you actually down right at the bottom here. There's one here, one here. They're actually covered by little tiny magnets, which are like that. Best way to get them off is basically just with something very small, or even just like a fingernail, just to sort of get them off. They're really easy to remove. They're just magnets, sort of weak magnets at the end of the day. There are a couple of screws down here, which you just need to take off. I've just got a standard small Phillips screwdriver from Wilkinson's, I think. Again, you just take them off. The hardest bit is actually taking the bevel off. I have previously snapped the corner of it doing something similar a while ago, which actually makes it easier to take off now. So there are a couple of ways to do this. You can actually use something like an old credit card. It's basically just popping something very thin down here to detach the little hooks. Don't use anything sharp or anything metallic, 'cause that can really easily snap the plastic. You can buy some really cheap plastic tools to do this, which can be used across multiple things. I've actually used them for my car in the past, just to sort of route, what do you call it, dash cam, anyway. So they can be really good and useful. The main thing is just not to try and damage the bevel. So once the screws are off, you can just basically detach it. Here's what I've done earlier, just because it takes a bit of time to do it carefully, like that. Now with this particular model of laptop, there is like a plastic sticky bit. So there's like a film, which I assume sort of protects this bottom bit of the screen here with all the electronics. It's got something, it's basically got written across it, do not remove. Obviously I've removed it previously, which, yeah, this is a big sign saying do not remove. You've got a tendency to remove it, but I did that just to basically see what the problem was with the screen, and I found that there was a problem around here, with my one at least, in terms of, you won't be able to see it, but there's a sort of disconnect around here. There's a problem with a tear around the connector here. There are screws to take off, so there's one here, one here, one here, one here. I've already done it just to sort of save time. Once that's done, you can very gently just lean it forward. There we go. As you can see, there is the 30-pin connector around here, which connects the laptop screen to the rest of the computer by a wire, which goes down here. What's really handy about this laptop is they've labelled everything. They've labelled all the parts, even with QR codes, so it's really easy to find what does what. So there is a little sticky label here, which helps just to secure down the 30-pin connector. You need to gently take it off, and then this is the 30-pin connector is it's reasonably delicate, so you have to be really careful not to damage it. So, see there, you just have to very gently shim it out. It shouldn't really take much at all. There we go. So that's now disconnected. There's also a little sticky bit down here, which is just to sort of hold the laptop screen. And I think it's more just to sort of secure the wire, which runs down there. You can just take that off. Great. Right, so this is the replacement one. Looks very nice. Good. Okay, so again, first step is just to reconnect the 30-pin connector there. Again, be really careful just not to damage anything. Again, it's really quite small and delicate, all the 30 pins. Just make sure you don't bend them as well. So just very, very gently slot it in. Again, I'm not very good at this, so if I can do it, then you can. There we go. Just about, just make sure it's secure. That feels pretty secure. Okay. A little sticky bit from the 30-pin connector just goes on the screen there. Okay, and then next bit is just connecting back together really. So, one thing is there is a little bit of a sticky label down here. There's a loose spot around here with the wire, so just make sure that goes back on. You probably use just a little bit of electrical tape or something to secure it down if you basically tore off the previous tape accidentally. Okay, next bit. There we go. And then it's just a case of screwing everything back together. Just to secure everything down. There we go. Now there are some sticky labels around here. I'm guessing I just take them off. Probably should have done that before screwing it in, but because I haven't screwed in the bottom ones, I should just be able to flex it up a little bit. Get that removed, there we go. There we go. There's the plastic bit. I'll just take the edges of the tape off, just to make it neat. There we go. One more. There we go. Great. So just the last couple of screws, and just a few turns, and secure. One more. There we go. So yeah, well, that's all done. Last bit is the bevel. Again, all you need to do is just basically press it back on into place very carefully. I'll do that in a minute, but I won't bother recording that because it's straightforward and boring. Okay, so here we go. Just turn it on. And it works, which is always good. It's a good sign. That's really nice and clear actually. It looks better than my old screen, to be honest.